Heyo everybody, Haku here with my first review of Little Witch Academia, the TV series of course. My review of episode 1, and before I even get started, I think that this was probably everything that anime can be when people put real heart and soul and just skill into it. This is probably, I don't know, it could really become my favorite anime of all time quite easily, and I've only seen one episode of it. But everything about it, every single small little thing was just so far beyond what I would give a perfect score to in any other show typically. I just, the best thing that I can say is that if you haven't watched it for yourself before even watching my review, you really need to see it for yourself because this was honestly great. This did something in one episode that I feel like this gave us more in one episode than I feel most shows give us in or a lot of shows give us in a whole season. I'm not gonna say most, but going into this, I was more excited about this anime than any other that I've covered week to week on the channel before, just because I knew from seeing the short film and reviewing that like nearly a year ago, I think, that the short film was really good, and I had hopes for this to be really good. The trailers and everything for this, everything looked amazing. But I think I'm still surprised by how good it was. I was expecting it to be good, really nice. I wasn't expecting to give it a negative review, but I wasn't expecting it to be so amazing. Like, this game-changingly amazing compared to other anime. Because the animation and the music were both beautiful beyond, especially the music. The OST was beyond what I think any anime I've seen has given since Yurikuma Arashi or Madoka Magica. But the animation was just beautiful. In the magical show at the beginning, that scene was done brilliantly. I love the way they did it for the TV show. So then we see Atsuko going to Luna Nova to become a witch. Again, the designs for the town and everything looked nice. Just everything it felt like movie quality stuff in the TV show, and good movie quality, not sort of meh anime movie quality. But then she meets Susie, and the eye gag was very, very funny. Same with the snake illusion, both really good scenes, and that's leading us into saying the comedy for this worked incredibly well. That's the first thing it did well. Then it was funny again, Atsuko meeting the students, and they really did a great thing here, and you can see where it's going to be going in the future with sort of a cliche stereotypical story elements like maybe oh, she's a normal non-born witch, okay, she can't ride a broom, all this different stuff that seems like cliche stories we've seen a bunch for this type of thing, but they piece them together in a way that it feels completely new and unique. It really feels special, even though it's story elements that we've seen a bunch. Also, with some of the animation around the time when she was meeting those three students, I got some real Kill la Kill vibes from just the style of it all. The animation, the voice acting, directing. I did get some Kill la Kill vibes, which is good, because Kill la Kill was a really great show. Again, probably not even as good as I think this is. Kill la Kill was a great show though, and then Kisnaever sort of, I was like, oh, Trigger did not carry on the Kill la Kill greatness, but I think they've come back more than ever. Then Lotte shows up in the story and takes Akko with her. Just the ley line scene was really, really good looking, and it was funny as well. I really liked it. The music for it was incredible. So the teacher then notices the disturbance, of course, at the Arcturus Forest, which is where we go next. We find out that Susie was heading there to begin with, and we get the Mandrake scene, which looked really, really good. Just overall, the action and excitement was really genius. It looked genius. So that, again, the comedy was amazing. Animation and music we've gone over. Next up, that being the action. The action was completely incredible. There was such good action, and action in the very first episode with all this other stuff compounding into it that you really don't always get in the first episode of a show, and if you do, it's not at this level. This was on a completely different level from most other shows I've seen. with just how it looks, how it was directed. It was really, really nice. So then we go on to Susie telling Akko to use the spell inside of the cage. That was a very, very funny scene. And the cockatrice shows up, of course, and Susie, we find out that she was there to begin with in order to steal the poisonous feathers. So again, very funny action sequence again, really good character development for Akko, and good, I would say, relationship development for the three main characters there. Then we have, of course, Chariot's staff showing up, and the shiny arc scene gave me freaking chills. That was such a good looking scene, and you could tell they really put attention into that one. It just, the whole time watching it, I'm like, the attention to detail and style and art put into this I have not seen since Madoka Magica. Like, there has not been something where I'm like, oh man, they put really little, just little changes and details into every single little thing to make sure it was exactly how they wanted it, and it really showed. The quality of their work really showed in this. Then we have our main group arriving at the why am I stuttering? We have our main group arriving at the ceremony thing. I don't know why. I feel like for some reason this review, I'm having trouble getting my thoughts out. I don't understand why. But then, of course, at the end, we have the three main characters room together, and then we have the ending theme, which may be the opening theme. Sometimes anime put those at the end of the first episode, so I don't know if it's actually going to end up being the opening or ending, but either way, it looks beautiful. I like the song. If it's the ending, it's a really, really good ending. If it's the opening, it's also a really, really good opening, but it feels like more of an ending. So if they're going for that as their opening, it's going to be definitely interesting. It's an interesting style choice. So overall, talking about the episode overall, everything did feel new and different and unique, and I feel like this is how anime should be. This is how much attention and detail and just style and art that these studios really should put into their shows. Like, this was beautiful, and I feel like just about anyone can take a few notes from this, because it was new and different and unique, but it still had this sort of classic feel. It feels like something that a ton of attention could have been put into, and it could have been made 10 years ago. Of course, the animation is completely beautiful, and they're using a lot of more modern practices with it, or not even more modern practices, but more of the cutting edge, trying new things sort of practices that the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime, I believe, is doing a similar thing where they're animating way ahead of time and trying some new things, and it shows in the style overall for both of the anime. Also, this really to me felt like a true adventure series, like in the best sense of the word. The characters were great, we got good motivation for them, there was good growth throughout the episode, and we had good connection between characters and relationships being built. Really, as a single episode, this worked as a great adventure. And you guys know adventure is one of my favorite genres, so this just worked really, really well. And man, at the very end, I was like, this makes, I could cry watching this. This is like what anime should and can be. This is like everything I would want in a show being sort of realized. So I really, really love what they did here. And I feel like I've said all positive things, but I really have no negatives, because even the small things where I'm like, okay, the story elements seem cliche, but they put them together in this really cool and unique way, and I know that that's going to continue from the future, just presuming things based on how the very first, what was it, sort of short film went. So I feel like the way that they're redoing the short film is really good. I like the way that they redid it. So yeah, from part to part, thought the characters were amazing. I really love Akko and Susie. They're both really cool. The action I thought was great. It looks beautiful with the animation style they have going. The comedy was good as well. The animation style, of course, was beautiful. Kind of groundbreakingly beautiful compared to pretty much everything I've seen recently, which either seems stale and the same, or it seems like corners were cut here and there. So yeah, definitely brilliant. The story was great. I can see it going in a really good direction from here. And the music was the part that surprised me the most. I was expecting a normal soundtrack, but no, this was beautiful from start to finish, moving from one track to the next. Perfect. I could not hope for anything more from the music. So as for a score, like I said, this far surpassed anything I would typically give a perfect score to. So in all fairness, comparatively, this deserves like 12 witches out of 10. Like, this deserves like 12 out of 10 compared to the things I've given a 10 out of 10 before. There are very few chapters of things I've read or episodes of things that I've watched that stand up anywhere near to this. So because of that, I'd say 12 out of 10 is, again, the number scores are always ridiculous and hardly compare to one another, but yeah, that's the best I got here. So anyway, I hope you liked this review, and we will be doing this anime week to week for the entirety of its run. So I will hope to see you all again next week. And either way, like if you did like the video, and comment down there and tell me what you thought of my review of this, what you thought of this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, because I really, truly loved it. Subscribe for more Little Witch Academia. We're covering Yojo Senki this season as well. Its episode 1 was super rocky, but hopefully it can maybe pick up from there, and episode 1 will just have to go down as the bad episode. But either way, yeah, follow on Twitter if you want. That's the one last thing. Follow on Twitter if you want. I'll try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. That's it. So thank you once again for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. Also, cutting this into the video really quick, there are so, like, going back and reading the comments, there are so many just little things thrown into the series that, or even just the first episode, that I didn't even notice, like Lote's bag being filled with a bunch of Finnish products, like sort of hinting at her nationality, even though it doesn't really matter. Those little details make a series feel really human. Like the same thing when Akko, for me, I didn't say anything, but when Akko had that jar of, I believe it was pickled plums, that is just one of those little things added into a character that makes them a lot more real and relatable, and makes them a lot more human. So overall, series did amazing things no matter how I look at it.